Okay, everybody, in this channel, in this video, we're going to learn human learning, okay? This video is for English teachers who are novice or who are experts. It doesn't matter, okay? Today we're going to learn and analyze how human beings learn. There are many theories for this, okay? And nobody is for sure which of them is correct, okay? However, there are many trends and there are many theories to analyze. Look at the first, okay? First questions. How do human beings learn? Can you mention some theories of learning? Is one theory of learning better than another? These questions are for you to analyze and to think, my friends. And then you can write the questions and write the answers and share the answers with me on the comment section, okay? Definition. Learning theories are an organized set of principles explaining how individuals acquire, retain, and recall knowledge. The principles of the theories can be used as guidelines to help select instructional tools, techniques, and strategies that promote learning. Learning theories. Here, today we're going to analyze three. There are many more, but let's start with three, okay? Behaviorism by Pavlov and Skinner, meaningful learning theory, Auswell, and humanistic psychology, Roger. What is behaviorism? Behaviors can be measured, trained, and changed. Behaviorists believe that a person's environment determines their behavior, that our responses to environmental stimuli shape our behaviors. Learning is nothing more than the acquisition of new behavior based on environmental conditions. Two kinds of conditioning, classical and operant. Behaviorism, typically in a class, will be follow the instructions, take the test, get the reward, and maybe the learners won't understand anything, okay? Pavlov's classical conditioning. It occurs when a natural reflex responds to a stimulus. Learning process, association between stimuli and reflex with punishment and reward. Experiment. A dog salivates to the sound of a bell. Reflex. Unconditional response. Conditional response. This was a typical experiment made and designed by Pavlov, okay? Skinner's operant conditioning. It occurs when a response to a stimulus is reinforced. Simple feedback system. Learning process. If a reward or reinforcement follows a response to a stimulus, then the response becomes more probable in the future. Consequences that reinforce the desired behavior are arranged to follow the desired behavior. The new behavioral pattern can be repeated, so it becomes automatic. Remember, this is Skinner's, okay? Behaviorism in the classroom. Activities are like reading, repetitive practice, bonus points, providing an incentive to do more, participation points, providing an incentive to participate, verbal reinforcements, things like good job, great, well done, giving weekly quizzes or tests, using positive and negative reinforcement to encourage and reward students for good behavior and to punish bad behavior. This happens in many classrooms and in many schools, my friends. Criticism towards behaviorism. Behaviorism doesn't prepare the learner for problem solving or creative thinking. Learners do what they are told and do not take the initiative to change or improve things. The learner is only prepared for recalling of basic facts, automatic responses, or performing tasks. What is Ausubel's meaningful learning theory? It is based on aptitude and capacity to learn, learning styles, and it is also the basis of constructivism. To learn meaningfully, individuals must relate new knowledge to relevant concepts they already know. New knowledge must interact with the learner's knowledge structure. Understanding concepts, principles, and ideas are achieved through deductive reasoning, emphasizing on meaningful learning than rote learning. Meaningful learning theory is concerned with how students learn large amounts of meaningful material from verbal, textual presentations in learning activities. Meaningful learning results when new information is acquired by linking the new information in the learner's own cognitive structure. Meaningful learning theory is primarily process in learning is subsumption in which new material is related to relevant ideas in the existing cognitive structure, that is previous knowledge. Deductive teaching model. The pupils study specific examples. The teacher presents examples. The teacher explains important terms. The teacher presents general statement or a fraction of lesson. Rote versus meaningful learning. Rote learning. Neither or no relevant knowledge. No emotional commitment to relate new with existing relevant knowledge. Poorly organized subject matter. Meaningful learning. Relevant knowledge structures. Emotional commitment to integrate new with existing knowledge. Conceptual, clear subject matter. Cognitivism in the classroom. Planning curriculum based on what the students have already known and what they should learn. Giving problem-solving scenarios and real-life context for learning. Creating interesting and motivating lessons that engage students. Integrating visual, audio, and giving examples in lessons. For example, PowerPoint, songs, video, realias, websites, and now YouTube. Systematic forgetting, proactive and retroactive inhibition. Cognitive pruning procedures, children's concept of hotness. Subsumption theory, the rejection of conditioning models. Systematic forgetting. English as a foreign language teachers may urge students to forget mechanical items as they make progress in a language and to focus more on the communicative use of language. This, my friend, is very important. Why? Because here, teacher, remember, we have to emphasize the importance of speaking, okay? So the class shouldn't be only just grammar or vocabulary, but put that grammar and vocabulary in practice. Otherwise, the students won't be able to speak. The differences, behaviorism. New behaviors or changes in behaviors are acquired through associations between stimuli and response. Cognitivism. Learning occurs through internal processing of information. Constructivism. We construct our own knowledge of the world based on individual experiences. Types of learning. Again, identify 8 types of learning. Behaviorism views. Silent learning, stimulus-response learning, chaining, verbal assumption, multiple discrimination. Cognitive and constructivism, concept learning, principle learning, problem solving. I will explain these concepts later, okay? Teaching methods, designer's method, David Dunn, 1989. Recognize the importance of both cognitive and affective factors in second language learning. Attempted to capitalize on the perceived importance of psychological factors in language learning success. Community language learning, LaForge, 1971. Students and teachers join together to facilitate learning as a translator. Weakness, counselor teachers can become too non-directive, and the success of community language learning depends on the translation expertise of the counselor. Suggestopedia, Lozanov, 1979. Music was essential to this method, and the students were placed in comfortable rooms to make them suggestible. Weakness, music, and comfortable seats. The silent way, Kaler Katengo. Learning is facilitated if a learner discovers or creates. Learning is facilitated by accompanying physical objects. Learning is facilitated by problem solving involving the material to be learned. Weakness, the teacher is too distant to encourage a communicative atmosphere. Total physical response, James Asher, 1977. Students do listening and acting. Total physical response classes are use imperative mood. Weakness, only effective for beginner. Lost its distinctiveness as learners advance their competence. The natural approach, Krashen and Terrell, 1983. Aim at the goal of basic interpersonal communication skills, that is everyday language situation. This is to provide comprehensive input or just a little bit beyond the learner's level. Weakness, rising students' anxiety and lessening the possibility of further risk taking as they learn to progress. Very good, my friends. These were 3 theories of learning, okay? And in the next video, in the following videos, I will explain that a lot more. And thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope you really learned from these theories. Thank you.